Uryū Ishida, the Quincy who bears a complex and mysterious fate, is a fascinating and memorable character in Bleach. He is not only a friend of Ichigo Kurosaki, but also a symbol of the Quincy's resilience and their struggle against the Shinigami. A resident of Karakura Town and a doctor at Karakura Hospital, Uryū is one of the last survivors of his lineage, carrying the heritage of an ancient rivalry with the Shinigami, which fuels both his motivations and inner conflicts. With impressive abilities, Uryū wields the power called Antithesis. This ability allows him to swap states between two targets, reversing injuries and, in some cases, freeing himself from restraints. Imagine the tension in battles where, injured and nearly defeated, he activates his Antithesis, trading his pain for his enemies. This technique makes him not only a lethal strategist but a true enigma for those who face him, as he can shift the course of combat in mere seconds. But what truly sets him apart from other Quincy is his immunity to Oswalin, Yhwach's power that consumes and redistributes the life force of his followers. Uryū was the only one to survive this devastating attack, retaining all his powers. This mysterious occurrence led Yhwach to choose him as his successor, a destiny he never asked for, but accepted to understand and confront the fate of his people. His racial manipulation abilities are another highlight. As a Quincy, he can shape the spiritual energy around him, creating weapons and shooting precise arrows capable of piercing even the toughest enemies. When facing opponents in the Soul Society or Hueco Mundo, areas rich in spiritual energy, Uryū becomes a true prodigy. His sacred bow, the Heilig Bogen, allows him to gather energy around him and transform it into devastating projectiles, like the Heilig File, a sacred arrow that can strike with unparalleled precision and force. One of his most impressive techniques is Ransatengai, a rare move among Quincy, allowing him to manipulate his own body using spiritual energy, even in situations of paralysis or physical incapacity. This power makes him an even more formidable and resilient opponent, capable of rising even when he seems incapacitated. Additionally, he is a master in using Hirenkyaku, a technique that grants him incredible speed and agility, allowing him to keep up with Captain Mayuri Karatsuchi in battle, a feat few could achieve. Throughout his journey, Uryū demonstrates a sharp intellect, finding solutions and strategies to defeat stronger enemies by observing their weaknesses and applying his medical and spiritual knowledge meticulously. His skill with the bow and arrows places him on a level above other Quincy, and his talent in close combat proves he is much more than just an archer. He can confront enemies at close range with mastery, demonstrating that his battle skill is multifaceted. And then we reach Quincy, Volstandig, the complete form of his Quincy powers. When activated, Uryū manifests Racier wings and sees his abilities amplified to an almost incomparable level. His arrows, now even more powerful, have the ability to pierce Ichigo's torso, showing how deadly he becomes in this state. And, at his peak, he can summon a technique called Sternenstab, a Stardust shower of arrows that causes massive impact on his opponents. Uryū Ishida's arc in Bleach is the journey of a man who seeks to protect those he loves while struggling to reconcile his identity as a Quincy in a world seemingly ready to eradicate his existence. He is a complex hero, a survivor of the Quincy extinction, chosen for a fate he did not want, but embraces in the name of a greater purpose. After all, how far is he willing to go to honor the legacy of the Quincy?